So Create recently had an update that massively buffed mechanical drills, because they made it so that when you have a belt or a chute below the cobblestone that you're generating with a cobblestone generator, if you go ahead and power this on, when it breaks it, it doesn't actually break. Now, this got me thinking, how can we use this to our advantage outside of just doing this? This is actually backwards now. But, like, it's just spitting out cobblestone, but I had a realization. If I break that, this is still going. So if I grab that hand crank that I had, we can go ahead and power this, and it keeps the block state. Well, one, even if I break it, it'll regenerate and break it, and do that. But that means that we can have another drill, and I thought, oh, we can just have a drill constantly keep it in this state of breaking. The answer is no, we can't really do that. Because if I do this drill doesn't start breaking it until it would have all the way broken. What that does mean, though, is that we can have two drills running on the same block at once. So what that means is, if I place a creative motor, which I'm just going to use for now, it'll produce one cobblestone every break. But if I then hook this up, so I can have that going like that, and then I hook this up using a chain drive, now we're getting 2 cobblestone per break. As you can see, it's twice as fast. Without that, it goes like this. With that, it breaks it twice. So now I've gone ahead and put 3 drills on the same block. I did edit this bit. It's just going up here. Now it's powering that one through that gearbox. It's powering this gearbox up here, and then going over here, going over here. The direction that the drills are spinning doesn't actually matter. It's not going to, like, start placing blocks if you have them in opposite directions, so yeah. This is producing 3 cobblestone per burst right there. Now, I believe with the setup it can actually be tileable, because while the water cannot be above, I think I can waterlog this and it'll still work. Let's try that out. I have a water bucket in my inventory. So if I just go like this, yeah, it'll still work. And that makes this tileable, meaning that we can stack them one right next to each other, and it shouldn't actually be that hard to power, because all of these are linked up in the side. So if I just go like this, we need the gearboxes here, then another shaft running out here, and then the chain drives, which is going to be the important part to get the correct orientation on. Then I think the only problem with this design would be that the lava is to the side, so we would have to skip one every other time. And then that also removes the need to power them, so this line can just be whatever building block. So as long as you have a belt on every one of these, which shouldn't be too hard to wire up because it's just a long shaft, then when we turn this all on, all of this should produce 2 per. I did take out this one, but if I crank up the speed of that, and then mine these, I just realized that this is in reverse, so if we just go like that, then we have a lot of cobblestone. It's kind of jittering to the side. I think we can fix that using just a belt. If I put something here, and something here, and then get a belt going, then these go to right here, and then stop. But what happens if I start rotating this belt? Yes. Then we can start getting all of the cobblestone. Which I do think that it's producing too much to handle for this. And then if we take the output from this line and then run that, then we can have another belt here. And it'll all be connected to the same creative motor. As you can see here, we have a decently consistent line of cobblestone just going straight into the void. What happens if I go like this? Now it has a trajectory to it. So now we have to see what happens when we add in the top drills as well. I think the belts are definitely getting backed up with cobblestone. Yeah. I do have a potential solution to that. I think all we have to do is add an extra line to all of these, and then place down single chests. So I'm going to put one down there, and there. And then we can put in funnels right on these blocks, not like that, onto the chests. And then we can have brass funnels going not out, not into it. If we can have brass funnels going outside, so the arrow's pointing this way, and then I think we can scroll. I'm not sure. We have to make it up to dispense exactly 64, otherwise it'll just dispense the ones that it gets at a time. So, like, once it has 64, it'll do it, but if it only has one, it won't, so that'll condense all of the cobblestone that we're getting and spit it out in stacks. And then if I second that shaft there, and then I can just put that, like, right at the end here, blocks off that. Then when I power this thing on, and make sure I reverse the direction, all of this should go to that. And then I forgot that I have to add a shaft to this one because it wasn't triggered. I also have to add a shaft to down here because that is where the connection point for this is. And then this is dispensing stacks of cobblestone at a time. Or rather, it would be if I had set all of these to be 64. And then like that, and like that. That means that it's going to save up until it has a stack, and then it's going to dispense it. Keep in mind, we do have twice the mining power in each of these. We could have 3 times theoretically, but it would be tricky to place the lava in, and you would have to have it every other one. But this isn't bad. And every 4 of these that comes out is a stack because it's 16 per. I decided to visualize the input, so we're making a stack in really not that much time. But let's double check on these conveyor belts to make sure that these aren't backed up. Yeah, they really don't seem to be. There's no cobblestone staying in this spot, so I think that the chest solution solved it. Have a shaft running out of here. I can probably have a shaft here. You know what, let's move that back for there. I can probably just do this right away. Have a shaft here, and then I need 2 vertical gearboxes. And now we're going to crush that into gravel, because I think my end goal is to make this into iron. And once you crush it into gravel, you can wash it and turn it into iron nuggets for free, basically. I am going to place a brass funnel here and make it have to accept stacks of 64. So then, like, as soon as it can, it is going to make a stack of gravel. However, it seems like 2 crushing wheels barely can't keep up with this, like, demand. So I think what we can do there is put a brass tunnel, split, and then I think I can have a shaft running out of this. Yeah, so then if I have a shaft running out of this, it should split this into 2 stacks. Every 1 stack will go here, every other stack. I think round robin is going to do it by stack instead of splitting the stack in 2, but still. And then if we reverse the direction of this using that, then we can have a shaft here, a shaft here, and then another set of crushing wheels right here and here. Although I think we're actually going to have to put them right here because it's not letting me place a crushing wheel right here. I don't think crushing wheels can be placed that close to each other. Yeah, they have to be placed at least with 1 block apart. And then for the power, we can kind of just steal that from this conveyor belt. But we've already stolen over here, so I am going to use this to power the crushing wheels here. I think I'll use the power from this belt instead, because then the crushing wheels go the right direction. So then if I place a vertical gearbox here, and then a crushing wheel, then we can get that. That does mean that I will have to replace this shaft here, because when you add down to it, it moves the shaft. So then if I pick up the cobblestone here, then only gravel should be left through here. Only stacks of gravel. And as you can see, there it is. So then if we place a gearbox on the right side here, we can have a shaft running this way. And honestly, I don't think we need one right here, because now all of the drops will collect right into this little tunnel. And we can see that right here. Oh, I did realize something with this, though. As soon as the funnel got broken. And by funnel, I mean tunnel. I wonder why that got broken. I'll reset this to round robin. Oh, it got broken when I broke this belt, I see, okay. Yeah, so both of these drops are funneling straight into here where we can start bulk washing. And if we have that in combination with that, that means that our gravel is getting launched into the sky, which isn't what is super ideal. We want it to be washed, so if we get a water bucket, I have caps lock on, then we can wash it. And then when this washes, we can see right here, if I use JDI, then this will... It has a 12% chance to turn into an iron nugget, and a 25% chance to make flint as well. So then, once this is finished washing, we should get some of both of those. Because this is bouncing in and out of the fan stream, I think that this is going to be a whole lot faster if we just add a block right there. And then all of this gravel. How much gravel is even here? A lot. That's the answer. I didn't even pick up all of that, and it filled up half of my inventory, but I did already have some. So as you can see there, the gravel is being washed. It's a little bit tricky, but if I placed a brass funnel right there, I can then set the filter to be iron nuggets. I'm gonna grab this over here. My inventory is mostly full with gravel. That means that as soon as it washes, that is from before I set the filter, then it's going to become the nuggets. After a little bit has been washed, this is seriously like 30 seconds after the last clip, we already have 35 iron nuggets, and it is working fast. I might want to make the washing process faster, though. I think I'm going to speed this up by having that, and then this, and placing another fan there. So if this comes in, it'll get sent all the way to the back. So we're basically just splitting up, and then I need a block here and a block here. We're speeding it up by dividing these to have their own washers. And then if we use a basin, we can turn these iron nuggets into iron bars. And then, surprisingly enough, both of these work while up here. I can just use a hand right there. And then we can have a funnel going out of, not out of, going out of this. Going out of this. That's also, but I want both of these to be set to iron. And then I need this to be a stack of iron. Any one of those. Just test it before I wire it up here. into there. This one's gonna get launched over there. So then we wash both of those. They go into here, where we then press them into iron ingots. Now, this is all powered by one creative motor. As you can see, everything is stopped. But you can hook up the power almost anywhere, and as long as it's full power, then this farm will work this fast. You can hook this up to your steam engine, but just for the sake of the video, I'm using a creative motor. I did just notice that this made an iron trapdoor on accident, just because of the number of iron that it produced, so I'm going to set a filter on that, so that it can only create iron. And we've already made, like, 30 iron, simply from waiting here for a second. And there's still more there. Just to make sure that both of these are working as fast as they should, I'm going to replace that chest, and then put the iron nuggets back in, so that this one gets the output from this side, and this one gets the output from this side, simply so that both of these are being used as efficiently as they can be. I had a normal video outro, and then that got corrupted, so here I am recording a new one. So we had a basic system here to crush the iron into ingots, and I separated these chests out that come from those, so it's one per. It just gets fed the iron nuggets, and as you can see here, it's actually made like 57 iron, so it's not too bad, and it is expandable based on how you expand the cobble farm. But have a good day, and bye.